I'm going to start this video. I'm starting this video, guys. This is the video for default, whatever it is. What is it? Default settings? Yeah. So this is what we did last time, the preferences, and this is what we're going to do today. Right here, active default. Sorry about that. So I just want to go on down, and anybody has something they want to add, please add.
And these are plan specific, not program specific.
Thank you, Perry. That's a great point. It took me about 8 years to learn that. These preferences over here are program specific. You change this right here, it's going to affect every other plan, every plan that you work on, plans that have already been started and new plans. But this, what we're doing today, is plan specific. Active defaults, and I think these first two, I'm not even sure if I really want to go through this because this is part of annotations and layer sets and stuff. And that's something. Anybody have any comments on this?
No. I don't really mess with that much.
Yeah, I don't either. And then here's your annotation sets, and yeah, anyway. That's it. So let's just go on to cabinets. And cabinets, I think if I double click here, general cabinets, I'm just going to go down the list here. Minimum cabinet width. I forgot what I have. Well, I guess I have it set at 6. Anybody? It should be 3.
I use 3. Yeah,
should be 3. I think. Create automatic fillers. Create automatic fillers for angle cabinets. I think that should be checked. Create automatic blind corner cabinets. I guess that should be checked.
Yeah.
Oh, I like a resize increment of 1/2 inch. I don't really get into cabinet manufacturers. Mine are all custom made, I think. So I really don't. If my cabinet's going to be 36.5 inches wide, I think someone's going to build it that way, even though they're going to use whatever they use, pre-manufactured cabinets. So I have 1/2 inch set here. Oh, here's a setting that's really interesting. Show partial module lines. I'm not sure if you guys understand what that is, but that is, in fact, I'm not even. Oh, yeah, here I am showing them. Let me see. Yeah, I am. Sorry. Here we go. I'm going to pull this back in 0805, and this is partial cabinet. I don't know if you can see it, but right there, I'm using partial cabinet. Whatever it's called. And if I don't do that, what's going to happen is if I don't use partial lines, that line's going to go all the way across. There you go. I don't like that. I mean, I don't. I just want to see a little tick. Any comments on that?
Yeah, that's what I do. A little tick.
Yeah, and so that's really kind of neat. In fact, this is neat. Remember last time, guys, we worked on this thing where it was supposed to open up to the last window I was in?
Right.
Which I thought would have been cabinets, but it's not doing it. Maybe this is something special.
New plan?
Well, we were working with preferences last time, remember?
Yeah.
So anyway, show partial. I always have that checked. Show closed doors and drawers and plan views. I mean, what you guys...
I do not have that checked because sometimes it leaves the drawers open for some reason.
Yeah, I don't either. Oh, there they are.
Yeah. So who wants to see that?
Nobody.
Yeah.
So that's checked. That's not checked. Default base. That's a general cabinet setup. Base cabinet defaults. General. I guess 36 inches high. I go with a 24-inch high width and 24-inch depth. Hey,
right.
What is this right here? What's that blank spot?
For corner cabinets, maybe? Just to leave a space?
Oh, you think so? Corner cabinet?
Well,
I have to shut down the stupid box just to try something out.
In the corners, you have 2 different numbers. You can have 2 different numbers.
Oh, it's the bow depth.
Oh, if it's a bow, okay.
Okay. Well, so I'm not sure how you would set that up as can I do it this way? Yeah, here. Oh, this is a faster way to get to the cabinet. Did you guys catch that? Base cabinet defaults. What I was doing is I was going to a hotkey, which took me to my default settings right there. and then I had to click this cabinets, and then I had to click this stupid thing. Well, a quick way to get to right here is just to double click the cabinet box. There, I double clicked it, and I'm back to where I
Oh,
was. And so
yeah.
now remember, Perry, we were talking about on preferences last time, and if any of you guys watched the video, there was a setting there where I bet if I close this up, it's going to come back to door drawer next time I get to the defaults. Watch this, door drawer. You
Yep.
notice how that's stuck?
Yep.
That's one thing we learned last time. So anyway, 36, 24, 20.
It is a good feature, by the way, knowing that it's going to open up right back where you left off to do multiple items of the same origin.
Exactly. I think so. I don't know what this is. Maybe it's if you don't have a standard cabinet, you have a bow cabinet, then that's going to be a default, I guess. I don't know. I've never used it. Elevation reference from finished floor makes sense, I think. I remember 8 years ago, that was a big debate. You build the cabinets on finished floor on the whatever. Finished floor.
I actually have that set for floor, not finished floor, because they put the finished floor in last, don't they? Well,
It
sometimes
depends.
yeah.
Really, that's more specific on how you design where you are. Some people, they'll put it on the subfloor and they'll tile or wood around it with a shoe mold. Others, they like to put it directly on top of the finished floor.
Yeah, I think there was a big debate over that when they.
Yeah.
When this is anyway. I have it on finished floor. Oh, well, think about this, though. Think about this. When you do your cabinet elevations and you're going to dimension your cabinet elevations, do you want to dimension from the finished floor or from the structure?
Finished floor for me. None of my guys want to put flooring down first and then put cabinets in.
I got it. So you're putting your cabinets on
On the subfloor or the slab.
okay, and then you have a half inch of finished floor. So how high are your cabinets above finished floor?
They're 36 above floor. And whatever finish they put on is it loses a little dimension.
There you go. And that's one of the reasons why I think actually some people are going to 37-inch high cabinets. I think base cabinets. Anyway, just keep in mind, keep that in mind because when you dimension your cabinet elevations, anyway, that's interesting. Yeah, finished floor to bottom, huh. 0, right? It's a base cabinet. But this would also you'd also have this for upper cabinets. That's why that's there, I guess. Countertop thickness.
Well, no, if you have a vanity cabinet, then that would come into play.
Yeah, but that's not going to be a default. You'll never have a. I get it, but I get it.
Yeah.
Thickness of the countertop, mine's 1.5 inches. I think these are sort of out of the box settings. Overhang 1 inches. This is really great. This is a new feature that came up in the last release, I guess. Uniform, and now you can start putting in overhangs on both sides. That is really cool. I thought.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cheap, for that. There you go. And you can.
Right.
That was a big deal. Where was I at? General. Yeah. So the uniform, this stuff. Corner treatments. I always have mine at none. Do you want them clipped? I don't know. There's clipped. If you clip it at 6 inches, what are you going to get? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But what do you have it at, Perry? None.
None. Yeah, because I put out a generic kitchen, and then the cabinet guy does all the details.
Yeah, but if your contractor was a little anal or he wanted to see it, you could easily do it right here. Clip it in rounded corners. There you go. And you certainly don't want to do any more than one rounded corner, just so we all know that. Backsplash height. This is interesting. The height of the backsplash. Do you guys do you build a backsplash from the base cabinet up or from the upper cabinet down?
These days, I don't put much backsplash at all. It's all tile, There's no backsplash, and put a tile, I mean, that's just kind of the trend now.
You're kidding? What are you talking about? Tile? You don't have.
Well, there's no granite backsplash. It's all like subway tile or whatever from the top of the granite to
Yeah,
the bottom of the
glass
cabinet.
tile or something. It's
Well, still, then you're going to have a that's a
no.
backsplash, isn't it?
Well,
No.
the tile goes all the way down to the countertop.
Well, yeah, I
From
get
the-
it.
So
Yeah,
I usually set it to 0 and then tile it with the custom backsplash tool.
oh well, yeah. See, I've gotten into I did things my own way, which was a little. I was rebelling. Cabinet upper. What I guess I'm getting at here, I think this is a. If you're going to do this automatic backsplash, and I heard what you said, Perry. This, I think it's probably better to have a backsplash going to upper cabinets. I'm talking about upper cabinets right now.
Oh yeah, there's 2 ways you can do it: from the uppers or from the lowers. Yeah.
Yeah, backsplash to base below makes more sense, I think.
Well, that's how it is by default, right?
Sorry?
That's how it is by default for the most part. You can have a 4-inch backsplash of granite on top of your countertop, or none, or do it like Perry's saying, put 0 there and just have your backsplash, whatever it is, driven by your upper cabinet.
Yes, yeah, and I've never had it driven by the upper cabinet until just recently, and that's why I'm going through this thing right now, is because I'm learning stuff about this. So anyway, just if we're talking backsplashes, I think if you're going to put a backsplash, it makes more sense to have a backsplash. And this, anyway,
Unless it's behind a refrigerator or something, you wouldn't do that.
yeah, gotcha. Yep. But what's handy is where you're behind a cooktop, and you have a hood up above.
Yeah,
And
that's
that way,
handy.
with a cabinet, then it's coming down.
Right.
So going back to base cabinets, we're going to go back to base cabinets here. I'm still at general. So I just got through going through backsplash, 18-inch, quarter-inch thick. I don't know, whatever you guys. This isn't out of the box. These are probably my settings. I probably should have opened up an out of the box. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. Control Save W. I'm going to open up, do an out of the box plan, just so we don't get my stupid things going on here. Jeez Louise.
I've got mine set, whatever the thickness of my granite is, that's the thickness of the backsplash that's coming off of if you are having a 4-inch backsplash on your top. Well, I say 1.5 inches. It's 1.5 inches with the bullnose on it, but most of it is 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch granite.
So here's a half. This is out of the box, 1/2 inch. What about sides? Should these be checked or not?
Well, if you have a wall on the side and you want to put a splash on there, that's what you do.
I have mine checked always present and on the sides. Same thing with the rounding or the clipped. I mean, you can round or clip it if it's an open-ended granite edge. If it's next to something else, it'll just square up.
But would you have it always present? Because always present. Because always presents mean if you don't have a wall on the side of it, you're still gonna get a backsplash. If you got what I'm saying. HT.
No, it's open.
Am I wrong?
It's not up against. If it's not up against a wall like Perry was describing, like in a vanity or something, it's just going to be rounded or have an overhang of 1 inch.
Okay.
Slide that up against the wall, and it'll automatically.
Oh, sorry.
Like in a corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Suppose I put it here.
Then it's not there.
What does always present mean?
No, you think it would be there.
That's correct. And I've seen that before where it would be present, even though there wasn't a wall there. Suppose I put a full height cabinet there, see full. Maybe that has something to do with it. Nope.
Are you thinking that it means it's always there, meaning it's always going to have a backsplash behind the cabinet?
No, I'm talking. Oh, I thought this always present was in regards to side.
No, it's in the back. I think it only drives it on the back. Uncheck it, you'll see it disappear in your preview.
Okay, unchecked. Unchecked. Gotcha. Thank you.
See?
Yep. Gotcha. Got it. So back to base cabinet defaults. That's that base cabinet defaults. Base cabinet right there. Let's see where we open up. Yeah. Yeah, so have both unchecked, I guess. Toe kick 4 and 3, whatever you guys use out there. We all know that, right? No, 4 and 3, I think. Flat size. Closed toe is closed toe is when you see this, it's closed on either side right here. Always present means even if I put a cabinet next to it, I'm going to have the toe. I'll still have it. Each cabinet will have its own toe.
Right.
Yeah. So always present is not checked for me. Closed toe is not checked for me.
Right.
Why would I do why wouldn't I just have this unchecked? Always.
Well, if you want a flat back without a toe kick, you can see you have a toe kick on the backside now, probably, if you spin it around.
Right.
I think it kind of works the same way as the backsplash does, isn't it? Because if you check always present and then uncheck closed toe, then always present goes away.
Don't you guys always want a toe kick on the side if it's open?
Not me, but
Not me. Okay, that's why. Thank you. Got it. So I think flat back and flat sides is always checked. Got it. Diagonal door.
in a corner.
Yeah, but if you're doing a lazy Susan, maybe you don't want to do that. You got what I'm saying? So if I stick it right here, I don't want a diagonal door. I do lazy Susans more than diagonal doors. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay. I do diagonal doors more than lazy Susans.
Okay, there you go.
And sometimes I'll make a big kind of almost a walk-in pantry out of that diagonal door.
Okay, yeah. So here's your diagonal door. That's a default. I set up as a default. Now we're going to get Perry's. That's what Perry would get. Yeah, I would do the lazy Susan.
Yeah.
I would do whatever they want, to be quite frank with you. But you know, that takes care of. I think we just went through. Oh, what about why can't I check lazy Susan? Oh, that's there because now if I open up a specific cabinet, that lazy Susan word's there, and I can put it in or put it out. That's why that's there. Got it.
For corner cabinets, yeah.
Box construction. Ooh, oh boy. Okay, this is sort of I don't do a lot of thinking on cabinets, and I bet Perry doesn't do a lot of thinking on cabinets either.
No, I don't get into that much. I know Mark does because he's really into it.
Yeah, that's his deal. Does anybody want to take over and discuss this? Sherry, are you good at this? What's going to help us out? Sherry,
not at all.
Sorry?
I'm not at all good at this.
You're not good. Oh, you're not. Oh, so that's why you're here. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I think. Well, let's just talk about it. Frameless or framed? What do you guys? Any separation?
Usually it's framed within a full overlay. That would be a typical upper end spec house.
Yeah, everybody does a full overlay. So here we go. So it's framed. Okay, let's just start. What's the difference between framed and frameless?
It's a technique on building the cabinet. So the frameless is more expensive by far.
And frameless means if I open a door, I would see the edge of the cabinet door, right? That's what.
Yeah. It's a very custom, cabinet. So that's why the full overlay is designed to look like frameless, but it's framed.
Oh, okay.
Right. But if it was framed, I could still go with a full overlay. Watch this. Framed, full overlay. There, you can see
that's how most cabinets, I think, in that mid to upper range spec home. That's the typical style right there.
I agree with you. And here's the inset. Now the inset. There's your frame. You have to have a frame.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have a frame with the inset.
And that's getting more popular with traditional homes because it's trying to emulate that old world style cabinet.
Yeah, the stickly and what have you. Yeah, I got you.
Hey, Scott.
Yeah.
This is Tom. I got a suggestion for you.
Yeah, Tom.
If you want to get very far with this, you might want to skip the whole cabinet thing. I've gone over there and they've conducted meetings for kitchen designers specifically.
Yep.
And just this section here goes on for hours.
Yeah,
They're trying to take a run at 2020, and they're just
Yeah.
about there. But honestly, you're going to fall down a rabbit hole here talking about cabinets.
well, actually, I do want to talk about cabinets. Are you? I don't know how well you know those people over there, but are you trying to tell me that things have been changed quite a bit when the new thing comes out? Oh, don't answer that. You can't answer that. I'm recording this, so don't even answer that. No, actually, I do want to.
Well, I'll put it this way: there's a lot of people switching from 2020 to Chief Architect.
Good.
And a lot of these settings you're talking about are specific because they know there's certain manufacturers that do things a certain way, and it's all being geared towards places that specify manufactured cabinets.
That's a good.
Okay. So, is that okay with you guys? Do you guys want to skip this then? If
Well, the only thing I'd like to add real quickly is that one thing that a soft plan has, which is kind of interesting, is it allows you to set up some preferences so that it populates you basically draw the area of a kitchen and it populates with your pre-standard what you like. So it's putting in so if you're not going to spend a bunch of time in kitchen design or setting up the cabinets a certain way, you can basically fly through a plan and then come back later and refine it. One thing I want to mention on this is it would be kind of nice, if that's what this video is about, is some way for us to not get tied up in the minutia and get through the plan, something that looks decent for a customer to review.
I got it. This is minutia to you guys. Okay, I got it.
That's what I would love to see. I mean, just
What would you love to see?
well, something on the line where you can actually get through a kitchen design in principle and shape and format, and then come back and work on the cabinets, but have something there. Like right now, all I'm using for Chief is I put the countertop in, just so I'm getting a general floor. No, right now, just floor plan, trying to get through the initial stages so I'm not sitting there trying to set up an actual kitchen layout
Oh, shit! I said
for
that
the
one
first
more
meeting.
time.
You know,
Okay, I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just as easy to put a bunch of cabinets in there if that's the case. Then instead of a countertop, I don't know. You just put this in here like this, and then you put another cabinet in here like this, and then stick an island in there. I think that's more or less what you're talking about. Is that what you're talking about? There. Here's my kitchen.
it is. I mean, yeah, I can use the nice thing about a countertop is I can always say, well, I'm going to come back in here and put the cabinets in later, and it doesn't look so ridiculous, perhaps, but that's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
I was just mentioning that there are softwares out there that they will just populate the kitchen for you and let you come back and refine it. That's all I
Okay.
mentioned.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take your advice and skip on down to something else, CAD, and I get the rabbit hole idea. Oh, revision clouds. This is now interesting. It defaults to CAD default, but actually, what it should do is where's revisions? Maybe I have to create. I think people complain about this because they want that stuff to fall on its own layer. So I'd go CAD default, copy, and at the very end of here, I just go. I think this is what I would do is go revisions, done. And so now whenever I create a cloud, it's going to go on that layer. If I come over here, select this, and give me a revision cloud, what layer is that revision cloud on? 9, and it's on revisions. That makes sense.
But the problem with that is you don't want that on your framing plan. You don't want that on your, what I mean?
I got it.
Yeah.
But now I get it. But actually, I get it. Yeah, I get it. Once in a while, it works. Once in a while, it works with a floor plan, framing plan, foundation. Sometimes. But I get it. But now that it's on this thing, what I can really do is actually select line style. I just go here and copy this, and this would be called for floor plans. So,
and you have a zillion layers later.
well, I hear you, but I live with a zillion layers, and somehow it's just not that big of a deal.
I mean, I'd like to put it on CAD framing if I'm in the framing plan, or
that's a great call. I think.
Or roof plan, CAD roof plan, CAD. Those layers are already there. I just want to put them on there.
Yep, I get you. That's a good call. Someone's got to be listening to this, maybe. So where are we at? That's a good call. So we go to. Did I skip General CAD? Revision clouds. Yeah, so we can set these on their own layer. That makes sense. And Perry, you're just saying let's have even more layers.
Yeah, well, let's just put it on the layer you're in for the anisets, you know, so I'll,
And we all know how to set this color, style, and weights, I think.
Yeah.
CAD stop moves. I don't think I would never have this checked for a revision cloud. And I don't think I'd have this stop. I would not do that for these things right here.
no.
And drawing group is CAD, and that makes sense. In fact, if anything, we might want to put it on the very front layer, maybe.
Yeah. Hey,
Maybe.
on general CAD, there's one item there that
I'm going to go back to it and just hold on that thought, okay? I'll go right back to it. Hold that thought.
Okay.
Fill style. We don't want a fill style, do we? Oh, this would be kind of neat, actually. Check this out. Suppose we did this. This. Ooh. Why wouldn't I do this? Okay, done. Maybe some of you guys do this. CB, let's put a base cabinet right there. Oh, sorry about that, CB. Let's put a base cabinet right there. Yes. In fact, here we go. And I want to put a revision cloud. Where's my revision cloud? It's right there. Yes. Do you like that idea of using a color for it?
a fill, yeah.
Fill?
How would that look? How would that look in grayscale? Does it too dark or too light?
F8?
That looks like a light one.
There it is right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, Blend Checker would like it.
that's right.
Have you guys seen though how some of that prints out? Meaning, I don't know, maybe I'm in the minority, but anytime I use a transparency, it's like the lines behind it changes to image, and there's a transformation almost that occurs.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
but if you set it up real light, then it won't do that. But
Okay.
so much, you know.
Yeah, I kind of ignore my printouts.
You can always put it in the back.
But you know,
always-
go ahead, Perry. I'm sorry.
You can always put it in the background too.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
I think what would be neat is when we get to color. When we can start using color more, that's going to be awesome. Having this kind of stuff. I saw someone's plans just the other day. Who was I looking at? I was looking at somebody's plans, and I should know this. Oh, who was it? I was going to go to a meeting with somebody, and all their fixtures were filled in blue. I don't know if you guys do that, but all their fixtures.
That was Jared, wasn't it? That was Jared.
Jared, yeah, it was Jared. It was. How'd you know? Oh, you know Jared.
I do that too. Anything that has water, I make blue.
Yeah.
That is such a great idea because we have to count out fixtures. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say I work with Jared now, and I took he went off on his own, but I run the department he used to run, and so all those plans are like that still. So
Yeah, it was a nice tip. And now I'm going to go back. And you guys want to go 40 minutes? I don't know why I said 30 minutes. You guys want to go 40 minutes? Because it's 30 minutes up now.
Go as long as you want to. We get into an area that requires maybe its own segment, like the cabinets. You always break off into that for another.
Okay. All right. I'm doing Perry's thing. I'm gonna finish up where I was right there with. That's a pistol. Okay, I did this transparency. That was an idea. I used background color. That's not a good idea anymore. I've learned that. Don't use that. Use layer color. That doesn't make any sense. You want to use custom color for the fill, I believe. If anybody doesn't understand anything I say, you want to quiz me on it, please do. Line style, I think we all understand this in iCloud is, length, diversity, minimum bulge. I think Chief has probably figured out these are the magic whatever for that. Perry, you said general. What happened to my general?
I don't know.
That's why That's why I didn't do it the first time. I know, but that's why I didn't do it the first time. Because, hang on a second. I think I know why. No? Okay, hang on. That's because, listen to this. I'm using a hotkey to open this up. And I'm in 3D. Now, if I go to plan view 1.1, I'm going to use a hotkey to open that defaults up. I'm in plan view. Now I bet I have general. There you go.
Yeah, because it's CAD. Yeah. Okay.
General CAD. So this is what you wanted to talk about. Perry?
Yeah, you can change the size of the lines, like a lot line and that kind of thing. You can change the size of the lettering on the, say you had the lot lines print out, or any kind of polyline, I guess.
This is what you're talking about right here. And
Yeah.
I'm going to turn on the line. I'm going to make sure this sticks out. CAD framing, that's what I'm working on. I'm going to make it line style of 50. What you're talking about, Perry, is if I come over here. Oh.
Turn on the line style, show length, yeah.
That's what you're talking about.
Right, and that changes. See, with each floor and each plan you do, it's not a static measurement. It's depending on what you're looking at measurement.
Okay, wait a second now. The polyline labels, I'm going to change this to half-inch text. Did it change? No. Wait, 9. Let me try this again. I want to change the size of this. This thing is on CAD framing layer, so if I change this to half-inch, changes the text size. We all saw that.
Yeah.
Now let's go back to the defaults for a second. Defaults, and that's CAD. That CAD right there.
Then if you define that, is that what you had it at 1/16th or no?
Yeah. What am I doing? I can't
Open up the defaults for half-inch and see what the text is.
open up what? I'm sorry.
Open up that default for the text that you selected and see what it's set at.
I'm trying to do the defaults though for this type of a thing, and I can't change the text size.
Yeah, I don't think
He's
that's
changing it through the layer set.
Yes, and we started with general CAD, and Perry was trying to change the line weight and line style and text style. I think that's what he was trying to do.
What about text size? Yeah.
What about changing it through the define on the upper portion where you have layer? Can you drill down? No. Up above.
Oh.
Can you drill down into the?
Well, I'm just.
I think.
I'm just getting down to the layer set now. Well, I mean, whatever layer. So sorry, Perry.
Yeah. Well, I know I've changed it there before. Macs are a little different than, I don't know.
And I'm glad you brought this up. I'd like to talk about this for a second because so anyway, you cannot change. This is default. I should get into this. I'm not going to get into this. So CAD defaults. If I'm going to do CAD, it's going to wind up in. Wait, why is it ending up on CAD framing? If I'm going to do CAD, I want it to be CAD default, right?
You're on your framing layer, Scott, so isn't it open it up to work on that framing set CAD defaults?
Is that what you're telling me? Okay, plot plan set. Okay, I'm over here. Wait a second.
Now open up your defaults for here.
It's on CAD default.
That's probably what's set for your plot plan.
Define the line length format. Hit that one. Huh?
Hit what now?
Hit that second one. Define that.
How about yards? How about decimals? How about give me one to pick? Come on.
Inches? I don't know.
I don't want feet and inches. I want meters. Okay, fine.
But what's weird is you're in plot plan, and that should be like the only area that's uniquely different than every other area, and yet it goes to default, right? Am I?
Use active default. Okay, wait. Scott Manor was talking about something. Electric annotations. I'm in electrical annotations, electrical set. I get it. I'm going to do what Scott said. I'm going to go over here to CAD. I'm going to go to General CAD, and
voila. That's where you control your electrical CAD defaults. So it's driven by the anno set that's selected when you select the defaults to change them for that CAD layer.
Ain't that a pistol?
That is weird.
This goes back to the conversation we had about the training and the anno sets and all that, and getting all that dialed in exactly right. I've been buried in that stuff lately.
Yeah. So this is great. I mean, somehow I've been able. I think I've. Yeah, these.
Well,
are,
the The CAD defaults are different per floor too.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Floor 1 and floor 2.
Wait.
Because I always, if you want to show your raft or your ceiling joist, and you don't want the 2x showing, you just want a single line, you can show them one way on the first floor and another way on the second floor.
Yes, that's true. Yes, you're right. That's right. That's a great. What? Right.
I'm not trying to jump around, but I want to ask a real quick question. Is there any way when you're working on a plan like this to export just the default so that make sure that's part of the default?
Yeah, there's
standard?
a default.
Okay.
Yeah, you can import defaults from any plan you pick.
Okay.
Any,
Right.
floor plan.
Okay. So how do you do that?
Well, it's in the import-export. Say you want to import defaults from another plan.
Am I there right now? I want to export the defaults.
No, or if you want to export the defaults, yeah. If you
Would
want
that
to
be
import, defaults from another plan. That's the way you do that too.
Would it be easier to save your defaults to a template file?
Well, I'm just thinking naturally, if you're like working on a file and you keep finding little things, you want to somehow make that the next default for your next plan.
Yeah. Look at import.
Okay, import. I'm trying to answer John's question right now.
See, it says import default settings at the bottom.
Yeah.
You can, and then you just pick. If you click on that, it'll bring up plans. You pick a plan you want to import all the. I don't know if it's all the defaults or most
That's
of them.
pretty cool.
But it'll let you pick what defaults you want to import too.
Oh, I better not do this. I don't want to do this. This is
But you can pick a whole bunch of different ones. You don't have to pick
That's
them all.
good to know. Okay.
okay. So but you can't. So you don't need to export from a plan.
You import.
You use import. I got you. Great question. Okay. So I'm gonna test out somebody's theory. I'm on the second floor, and I'm gonna test out somebody's theory here because I'm gonna go ahead and go to my CAD and my general CAD. It's electrical, but no, I'm for my second floor. I wanted to go on HVAC. Okay, so I wanted to go on HVAC. So I'm gonna go back to the first floor. Electrical. I'm going to draw a line. I think we all think it's going to go on the electrical default set.
What it says at the bottom.
CAD electrical. Perfect. Now I'm going to go to my second floor. Okay, here it is. Okay, yeah, if you look at the bottom, CAD electrical, very bottom, CAD electrical. If I go up to my second floor, you are wrong, Mr. Menard. WA. It did not go on. You are not able to control. Someone's wrong that you can't control it on a floor-to-floor basis because I think that's what somebody was saying.
Yeah, but I wasn't talking about drawing a line. I was talking about the rafters and whether they show the thickness or not.
And I agree with that. I think if you guys didn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I think Perry was talking. That was on with the framing, the way Chief handles the framing.
Yeah, whether I want to see it line by line for framing or not. Yes.
But the CAD general changing the size of it. I don't know why it won't change on yours, Scott, but you can change that on a floor on a item by item basis, I think.
I think this thing right here is very powerful, or it could be powerful, but it's not because it's weak. And so, what are you telling me, Perry?
So you can change the size if you copy that and change the size of one of them, then the other one should stay.
And so that's what you're referring to is driven by the floor, controlled by the floor?
It's controlled by the individual item, I think, that you...
It's controlled.
I don't know. Try and change it, see if it works.
Tell me how to change it. Tell me how to change it. Tell me where to go.
Let's see. It's in the general CAD default.
Okay.
Go back to that CAD default.
See, I think that stuff's controlled by the layer. General CAD default. Now tell me how to change it.
Change it right there. Define.
Okay, define. I'm going to change it to I don't know what I'm going to change it to meters.
Okay.
Millimeters.
Okay.
It changed both.
And it all changed.
Yep.
It's funny
Yeah.
because I don't know. I found a way to do it separately, and I'm not sure how I did it.
Okay,
That's
and if I can say one more thing, I think this is very powerful. But sometimes, like on my electrical plan, I want to see these I want to see this stuff. But on my framing plan, I don't want to see this. So
Right.
am I right there? Someone agreed with me?
No, you're right. But what's interesting is the one example you showed of the plot plan. For some reason, it went defaulted to the CAD default, not the CAD for plot plans. But yet every other example seems to be related to the ANO set you're choosing. I'm just trying to figure out why that original example on the plot plan was different. I'm just curious.
I don't
Yeah.
think
That's mainly where I use that.
I don't think you're right, John. I think it's working. I think you just missed what I did. So you tell me what you want me to do, and I'll prove it.
If you go to the plot plan, yep. And now if you set on default,
the CAD default.
okay, so the ANO set, not the layer set. So if you're in so that's what it is. It just hit. So actually, that's an interesting point. So it only changes. So the layer set, when you change just the layer set to plot plan, it didn't change.
I think what happened, he happened to be on Aldo, was the active layer display was set up when he tagged it. And then when you switch back, now that's the whole key behind having the ANO set drive the layer set, and they work in tandem with each other.
That's all I work with is ANO sets. So
Okay.
And that's how you're getting your deal to work, Perry, is you probably have that and then have that CAD on a separate layer so you
Yeah.
can display the way you want it on a different layer, different ANO set, different level, different
Right.
layer set.
right. I think that's.
I
It's
see.
just I set up my ANO sets 10 years ago, and I haven't really changed them much since.
Yeah. This current CAD layer. I mean, I never used this because I set it up 10 years ago too, with controlling what CAD layer I'm using via the ANO set. And this is
Right.
just a faster way of doing it, or another way of doing it. I think that's all this is. You guys agree with me on that, or
Yeah.
change it? I mean, we did this another way, and it's just another way of doing it. I hope no one's lost by what I just said.
Actually, you answered the question for me. Meaning, this doesn't operate differently. It operates correctly if you use the ANO set. It does not operate correctly if you use the layer set only.
Yes. Okay. Gotcha. So you're square on
Right.
that, and I think we're square on CAD defaults right now. Let's see if we can just go through a little. These things go on forever, and maybe it was a great idea of Tom's to skip the cabinets. General cabinet. Jeez, it's a rabbit hole. He's right. This is okay. This is some good stuff here, I think. HU. See how fast that goes? See how fast that goes right there? So 1-1. Come over here. Why isn't it going back to my camera? Okay, here we go. This is what we're doing. Incremental move distance. I'm going to set this at 0.5 inches. Now watch what happens. That's what's happening right now. HU. Oh, that's not what's happening. Sorry. Oh. Let me try that one more time. I like to do that a lot of times. What am I doing? That's what here. The question is, does anybody know what incremental move distance means?
Must be backwards, forward, kind of thing.
Okay, with the arrow keys or something?
Yeah, or zoom in, zoom out, kind of thing.
Let me try this.
If you're moving the camera, isn't it? What that?
Yeah.
Incremental rotate angle. Huh, now my hotkeys not working. Ain't that a pistol? Here we go. H. Let's see if I got it right here. HU. There. Now, see how much slower it's going? So what I just did, this is my hotkey for spinning it. You guys can spin it like this, where you spin it around really quick. The point I'm trying to make is if you go to your camera, not CAD, camera, general camera, incremental move changes that thing there. And I suppose it also, I don't use the arrow keys. Does anybody use the arrow keys? No one?
No.
Yeah, I don't use arrow keys. And I think this also gets tied into arrow keys. And I think you're right, John. The incremental move distance. Should I prove it real quick? Okay, there, 1 inch. Okay, and so I think John's right. General camera, if I change it to 12 inches, now watch what happens when I use my incremental. Oh, that didn't work, did it?
No, zoom in or out. Yeah, go in and out. You're still spinning, aren't you?
Yeah, I was spinning. Oh, okay. Now I'm going to zoom in. Now that's the up key. I don't even know how to work these camera. These are the arrow keys. So back to what this right here controls: incremental move distance. I don't know what it means. 36. I get by.
36 inches at a time.
It doesn't look like it though, does it?
Yeah.
Scott, it's not going to do anything in that current mode you're in. You have to go up to your upper center screen, the type of movement you're doing. Instead of rotate, you have to go into either move camera or one of those. Yeah, up there.
Oh yeah, I like that tool. I use that.
Zoom in. Use the.
Yeah, wheel in.
There you go. Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna change something here. I get you. I mean, I do that all the time. I'm gonna change something here. So are you gonna tell me? Do I change this? This is boring. We all know what that is. That's where.
I think the first one, move distance, affects that in and out.
Barry, you might want to check it on your 3D mouse too, because I think it makes the 3D mouse smoother.
Actually, I think I know what the problem is. I think I know what the problem is. Let me try this one more time. I'm using a different camera.
Incremental is when you use the arrows. I'd never do that anyway.
Yeah, it's only when you're using the keyboard or the toolbar or the menu commands.
That's what that's for that we were just talking about.
Yep.
And so it's we don't even want to talk about it. Who cares, right? No one uses it anyway.
That's only for moving the camera with the arrow keys.
Okay, screw it. We don't want to do that. What about clipped surfaces within 24 inches?
If you got a bathroom, sometimes you want to have your camera a little outside, and it gets rid of the surfaces if you're within 24 inches. But change that to 5 feet.
So I don't know.
Actually,
go ahead.
I've got all mine set to 6, so when I'm doing a fly through or walk through with my 3D mouse, and you get close to a wall, it doesn't clip the view off.
6 feet or 6 inches?
6 inches and smaller.
Oh, inches. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so you think this should be set at 6 inches?
Well, that's how I have mine. So if I'm using my 3D space mouse to walk through a plan and I want to walk down the hall and get close to objects,
yeah,
it doesn't flip the view off unless you get right up next to it. Then it sort of chops it off. So the smaller.
Okay,
well, that's a good idea. I'm going to try that on mine.
Also.
I'm sorry.
Check on less opening.
Oh, unless opening. Okay, I'm going to. Why can't I put it?
I put it right up next to it, and you can just look right through the wall, and like it's not even there, but you don't get that clipping effect like you normally do.
Oh.
Right, it works cool. Works
I am
great.
going to try that.
And I'm assuming it would work the same way whether you're using a 3D mouse or not. It's just when you're manipulating the camera around in a 3D space, you can get right up next to something without it cutting the view off.
Well, that's what I was running into walls and everything with that 3D mouse.
We're bumping off the walls.
Yeah.
God, this is really good stuff. I mean, going through all of this is great. Yeah, I got my walls, remove walls within 1 inch and clip surfaces 2 inches, unless it's an opening, works fine.
Wow.
Did we lose Scotty?
He's I don't know what he's doing.
It's exploring.
Maybe he has it on auto run and he's going to the bathroom. Where are you, Scott?
I'm here. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I had muted my. I was getting so excited. I'd muted. But I just figured out what look what happened. This is what happens when I set it at a real. This is what Scott was saying, and so I'm going to go back to general camera and see I have it 48 inches. I'm going to go back to 1 inch, and
Yep.
I think that's what Scott's telling us.
Yep.
Okay, now I have to, there it is right there. You see.
Yep.
Nice call, Scott. So that was clip surfaces within 2 inches. Now, what do you say about 48 inches? You say
Drop that down just 1 inch.
Check the next box.
check the
go
next
right
box
to
too.
a wall.
Okay, who said that? Who said check?
David.
Oh, Zawoski. Zawoski.
Yep.
Well, okay then. What does that mean?
That's you check unless opening to display a wall that is inside the removed wall that's within the range of the camera if you're pointing through a door or window in that wall.
Okay, now I'm gonna clip it for you, and now I'm gonna do. Oh, Scott, man, you saved my tail on this. This is awesome.
Now we just got to get you to get a mouse, and you'll be really happy.
Yeah, I know. I just WW. So here's a couple windows in here. Okay, now I'm gonna do something. I forgot what I'm gonna do. HJ. I'm gonna do. So David,
You need to put an interior wall and I guess put a door in it or something. And
okay, I'm gonna put an interior wall in like this. I'm gonna put a door in. I'm gonna put a door like here and here
Yeah.
and here and here. And now, what do you want me to do?
now walk through. As you walk up to it, it should allow you to go through. Go forward with the camera.
I just went through it.
There you go.
And so are you telling me? So what did you do to let me go through? And this is so great. I mean, this is awesome. So are you telling me if I don't? Sorry. Hello.
Santa.
Yeah. Oh, that's one of my grandkids. Huh.
Oh,
So if I come over to here, David Zawoski, sorry, and I do. Okay, if I uncheck this, what do you think is going to happen
Okay.
now?
Well, I guess it's more for like if you're in a closet or a small room that say you had your remove wall within 48 inches or something like that. If you went through the door, it wouldn't remove the back wall of the closet. If it's only a 2-foot deep closet. Does that make sense?
No. Okay. Can if I uncheck this now, can I do something that shows a different?
Yeah, I guess make a closet on the back side of that door.
Make a closet on the back side of that door.
Yeah, like a 2-foot deep,
Okay,
deep
fine.
closet there.
PI, I'm going to put a little closet right here. There's your closet.
Okay. But now the problem is you'd have to go back, where it says remove wall, and you had originally set it at 48 inches.
Camera right here. Uh-huh.
You had originally set remove wall within 48 inches of the camera.
Yes.
Now, that's what that was for. If you had a high, lowering it down to 1 really, doesn't have an effect here because you're not going to get that close. But if you were walking into a closet through the door, that wall would disappear, or it cuts off when it gets close to the camera, and it makes really ugly walkthroughs.
Exactly, and I think that's the whole point of having it down to a minimum is you don't want anything when you're walking through with the camera to.
See how you went through that door and you didn't see the back wall of the closet.
I do see the back wall of the closet. It's in my way. Now I'm going to go through that closet wall. So you didn't prove to me what I don't see a different behavior. And I'm not sure if it's really important, but I think Scott really hit it at 2-1, and you say a less opening.
Yeah, leave it at 2-1, and you should be good.
Got it. All right, orthographic view projections, default rendering. This is the default. I've changed this to standard and standard. Anybody else? I like standard views instead of vector because it's faster. You can see what I did right here. Any comments on that? Just so if you.
I like vector because I like seeing the lines, but I have a better video card that's real strong.
Okay,
so it's not any slower for me.
And default and alternate. Okay, default and alternate. I think that means someone can probably help me on this because I got my own way of doing it. So HJ, should be okay. Now I want to do vector. That's render or whatever. If I hit the option button and do that thing, it should go into vector. Yeah, there it is. That's what that just meant. Just so you guys know, general camera. That means you take your shot and you get standard, and if you hit the option button and do the same thing, you get vector. That's what that's all about.
And what button did you hit?
It was option.
Option. Do you have an option button? I don't.
I have a Mac. I have everything. Yes. So
yeah, I don't know what I'd hit on a Windows.
I have a Shift, Control, Option, and Command. Shift, Control, Option, Command. What do you have?
I have Shift, Control, and alternate. No command.
There it is. It's your alternate. It's your alternate. Okay. Yeah, it's your alternate.
Oh, okay.
I don't have an alternate key. So we're back here to cameras, and so we all understand that. Show shadows. I think we just have show shadows on all the time.
Yep.
For orthographic and perspective. You notice this is out of the box. Out of the box, it didn't come with that checked because they think everybody has a slow computer. Not anymore. So I have show shadows checked, and I have show shadows checked for whether it's perspective or orthographic. We understand the difference of that.
And reflections too for the mirror.
And reflections, yeah. Now, what about ambient occlusion? Anybody have a clue on that?
I turn that down to, that's the little something in the corners. When you see a corner, it gets a little darker down the corners.
Look right here at the left screen. That's what you're talking about, right, Perry?
Yeah, if you turn that down to about 70 or something, you'll see.
I'm going to turn it down to 20 for a second. Okay. I'm going to take that shot again, and we're going to see that we're not going to see this brown stuff. And that's what you're talking about, W. Right. HJ, and here we go. There you go. That's what you just said.
I don't like too much of that. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
I think it looks pretty sharp with it on, but
I do too.
Yeah, but I don't want 100%. I 75 or so.
So pick your poison on that. That's what that's about. Thanks, Perry. That's great. And now Perry, I think, says edge smoothing when idle.
I turn that off.
Oh, you turn that off?
Yeah, because I don't want to edge smooth when idle. Mine does it instantly because I have a really good video card. So
what does this mean?
I mean, it depends on your system. Well, when the computer's idle, it'll smooth out the edges for you.
On a 3D view, right?
Right. And I don't want to. If for me, it slows it down because it's smoothing. When I have that on, it slows it down. I don't want to slow it down. So I leave it off.
Okay. What about bloom?
I like bloom. It didn't slow anything down for me. So.
And I always have show lower floors and floor overviews.
Right.
I think, and I think I think everybody understands that. Well, let's just go through this and we'll call it a day. Rendering
on the edge smoothing, make sure your hardware edge smoothing is all the way to the highest you can get it if your card can handle it.
Oh, what about plan display? Plan. I forgot about this. Camera symbol size. Okay, fine. Let's talk about that. I don't know what you guys have it set at. I think I like mine at. Yes, that's too big for me. HB. F6. Yeah. See, that's a big camera for me. So anyway, that's what that's about. So we're just a camera. Yeah. Sorry. That's just Whether you want this, a clip plane indicator length. Ooh, maybe that should be a lot less.
Yeah, I've heard of people having problem with Z fighting when that's really up there.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Is that the? Oh, that's just the indicator. Okay,
Yeah.
that's not the clipping plane.
What? No, what is it? I forgot what it was. This right. We're talking about this right. General camera. We're talking about clip plane indicator length. Oh, I know what that is. Watch this HB. That's the length.
Oh, that.
Oh yeah, oh man. It's this length right here. It's this length right there.
Cross sections and back clipping.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
It's this thing right here. I think mine is set so high. These little lines right here.
Yeah.
They go from Arizona to Japan for my stuff. You know. So anyway, that's.
But that's not the clipping plane, though, right?
Yeah. That is the clipping plane.
Well, how come you're showing the full room in there then? And
I'm not on this view. This is it right here. Look at the left, Barry. Look at the left. And now I'm going to show the full room. See?
Don't you have to have it clipped to both sides for it to actually go into effect?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
The camera has to be clipped to both sides for that to work.
You're talking about this thing on the left? What are you talking about?
Open the camera. Open the camera.
Okay.
See where it says, where's the camera plan display? Oh, see where it says clip to side, second one down, scene clipping. You got to have that the check below that. Clip to sides. There
Are you telling me? Oh my God! Jesus Christ! Well, I don't ever want that.
Well, when you want to clip you don't want to show a full section.
Well, if you're doing like a stairway or something.
No, well, okay. That's nice to know, but no, I never want it. I want the whole thing, and then I'll clip it in layout. I'll cut it back in layout. Oh, I got what you guys are saying now. Oh, that's
It's just like a back clipped camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Clip to sides. Yeah, I'll never have that checked in my life. I don't think. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that. That's great. So let's go back to where we were. This is general camera, and then we're at the plan display. And so we talked about the camera symbol size. I keep mine low. I'm going to switch this to the camera length indicator for myself, because if you saw one of my plans and all the cameras, it's a mess. Show camera focal point. I'm going to uncheck show camera focal point, and so let's just see what happens. Oh, what happened was this.
You don't know where you're looking.
Yeah, it's this camera right here. I'm going to change it again, and then you guys are going to see it. General camera, show camera focal length. There it is, right there. Yeah, and so why you'd always want this check, because you want to see. Well, I don't know what you want to see, but
yeah, I can't even imagine when you would not want that shown.
Yeah.
If you want to pivot your view around your camera focal point, then you need to know where your focal point is.
Yeah. So there's no point in turning that off. Show field of view indicators. I don't know why I turned that off either. That's the angle. That's the angle. FOV indicator length. Yeah, I mean, I can see cutting this down to 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
30. Oh. Yeah, that's a lot cleaner.
Yeah, anything to make it cleaner.
Yeah, so here's general camera. That was. Yeah, okay.
I get too many cameras going, and I got to shut them down. I put them on different layers and shut them off.
Yes, I do too. I do. Yeah, I do too. I have them, one for sections, one for cabinet elevations, one for elevations. Yeah.
I probably have 10 of them.
Yeah. Always display active cameras. Does that make sense to have them all? I guess so, right?
If it's active, you want to see if it's active or not. Yeah.
And display callouts for sections and elevations. I don't think I like this. Well, I don't know. Just what? So what does it control? If I turn that off, well, I don't know what it controls. I thought it controlled this name right there.
Well,
Camera.
maybe when you send it to
Well-
layout, I don't know.
Well,
Call outs for
Display callouts for sections and elevations. Anybody have a clue?
That was
That's-
something I didn't think that
seems
was
like it
possible.
could work.
What?
That seems like that
Yeah.
should work. What you just did.
Yes, thank
I mean,
you. This should be Tom Pelkey answering this question. There it is, right there.
You
I
have
does
to
Tom-
use
does
a
Tom-
section or elevation camera.
I don't know what that is.
should-
Unless
would
it's your inactive cameras. Try saving one of your views and shutting it off and see if it disappears.
what did you say, Sherry?
It's the section or elevation camera, not the perspective cameras.
Oh, that's what it is right there, F6. And you're telling me if I turn this off, that label won't be there. Is that what you're telling me?
it'll be a call out.
General camera, display callouts for sections and elevations.
There they are.
Did anything change?
Not that I can see.
Yeah, nothing I can see either. You're wrong, Sherry.
Do it. Do an interior like what I'm saying, just an
Wall-
elevation of the kitchen or whatever.
Wall elevation? Is that what you're suggesting? Wall elevation?
Yeah, try that. Okay, where'd your plan there? Yep, see, it's a call out now.
What are you talking about? What?
The camera on the left is
Oh.
a call out instead of a camera.
That's what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which for
So if
interior
you're doing
elevation.
interior views of your kitchen, you don't want to have cameras in there. You want to have call outs in there.
Here it is, right here. You called it, John. Watch this. I'm going to change the camera to a call out. That's what you're talking about. Done. Okay, so let's talk about that for a second. I'll go back to camera, general camera. So we don't want this on, do we?
I would want it on.
You want
Yeah,
it on.
I use it on because for the exact same reason he's talking about, to have the call outs in your kitchen when you're doing wall elevations. You just have the little call outs there.
Okay, and if I turn, I'm confused again. And I think Sherry was right. Oh, display as call out. Display as call out. It's displayed as it's going to be. My camera's now going to be a call. You guys. Okay, here's the difference. Do you want to see it as a call out or a camera? Am I right on that? Is that the difference? Is that what we're talking about?
Right.
Yep.
And so, what do you guys like? You like cameras?
Well, it depends. I just use cameras for regular elevations, but interior elevations I use call out so you know what page to go to when you send it to the layout and everything. It'll add the page
Right.
number to that.
Well, okay, yeah. So there's more power with a call out. Why would I ever? Why?
Well,
would
there's
I mean, why,
typical elevations, like outside elevations. I mean, you don't need to make those call out unless you want to.
why wouldn't I make this a call out though? I mean, so it looks like a call out instead of a camera. Anyway, it's a choice. That's what that whole thing means.
Yeah.
So that's what that means.
And when you send it to layout, the call out will go with it. If you set it up that way.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, rendering. So I think we covered general. I just want to get through cameras. So anyway, display callouts for sections and elevations. Yeah. So we want that checked. Is that right? We want it checked.
I would.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But if I take an HJ one of these shots, it's going to be a camera, and this is it. it's going to be a camera, but I think I would rather this be a call out too, but I can't make that a call out. That's what I'm hearing. I don't think if I do a perspective view, it's going to be a camera. It's not going to look like a call out. So
Open it up. See if you can.
well, I can if I open it up, but it's not automatic.
Oh,
That's my point.
I see. Yeah.
The
Okay.
display as call out. See, I can do it as a call out. Yeah, got it. Thanks. So, camera, and we're going to do rendering techniques. Oh God. Okay. Oh, standard. Opaque window glass. What do you guys use?
I don't remember.
I think I don't use opaque for standard views. I just leave it open.
No, right.
Oh, I don't.
Vector view, I do.
You make it opaque for a vector view. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, shadow intensity. What do you guys use? Anything in particular?
I use 28, but it's preference.
Okay. So you've played with that. I haven't. I'm not sure if I've even played with that. But setting is 50% glass. That's vector view. Glass house. Line thickness. Anybody have any preferences on this? I mean, I'm just
I set 9 on that for me, but
9.
But I only use it for my own purposes if I'm looking for a hidden wall or something.
Yeah, and duotone.
I never use that.
Yeah, I don't use it either. Duotone, you have the option of opaque window glass. It's not checked. Technical illustration. This is kind of neat, but I think what shadow intensity is good. Line thickness, that might want to be ramped up to 20. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's 20.
Yeah, and this is all personal taste. The blend of the colors of how these things work together.
Right.
The painting is I don't know if anybody uses this in painting.
Never use it.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of whatever. Watercolor is really neat. And always have this line checked. And now Perry taught me a lot on this. I think the line needs to be black, I'm assuming. Opaque window glass.
And I set the thickness to about 9.
What, this thing?
But all the stuff on top, I set to 0. So it looks like more of a architectural drawing.
I think the reason why you do this also is because it's faster. Yes, much faster. And I know JPC, John said something a second ago, but this
I was just going to say, I actually do a lot of my elevations that way. So
which way?
Actual elevations.
Yeah. Well, you do about the best looking set of elevations anybody's done. Squiggle amplitude. What do you do with these?
I zero it out.
Squiggle?
So it's more of a line. Yeah.
Okay. So
squiggle's nice for if you want a rendering artist effect, but I don't think for architectural it's good, but you never know.
So let's just take a look at let's see if I can. I'm not sure if this I forgot what plan this is. Let's just see if there's. I'm just starting to work on this. I'm just starting to work on this. I got a better plan. Let me see if I got a better plan. I just want to look at this stuff for a second. File open recent. That's what I wanted to look at. This is a good one. This would be a better one for what we're talking about, which is the watercolor. And here it is right here, HH. Yeah, and I love the watercolor, and I'd like to hear what you have to say about this, JPC. That's in render mode, and now I'm going to switch it to HW watercolor. Go ahead, John.
So even if you do like a front elevation, check out if you use the watercolor with the overlay, and I use the darkest gray line, and then set the shadows, and I usually tone down some of the other things like the roofing. I mean, it turns out beautiful. I can post some examples, but it's actually been very effective for me to use that as opposed to other illustrations I used to do. So
really,
are
you serious, John? You've switched?
Oh yeah. I do some pretty nice stuff with that. In fact, it's been one of the more pleasant things about Chief as far as the graphical representation early on in projects that I do. So
wow.
It's been very effective.
Well, that's cool. So let me just see if I can. I'm going to do what you just said. I'm going to do
those settings are plan specific, so you have to go back and change your watercolor settings again.
Yes.
Maybe.
Good point.
Well, except you can save your standard, and so you set it now. Yeah, now change that to watercolor. If it's not already watercolor. Yeah, and now do a dark gray line instead of the black.
Oh, really? Okay. Let me check my shadows. Thank you, Lou. There we go. we all love Lou.
He's still working on Niagara Falls.
Okay. So what do you?
So now did you change it to the grayer
No,
gray line?
Nope. I'm going to do it right now. So I'm going to come over here to rendering techniques. You're going to go to watercolor.
Mm-hmm.
You say change this to a gray?
Dark gray. So the darkest one, the darkest one you got down there.
I can make it a little bit. The darker I go, the more. Fine, I did it. What else should I change?
And extend amount, say 5 on the extend amount.
Yes. Okay.
And then on thickness, come down to 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Squiggle?
No, none.
You gonna change any of these other?
I will throw up turbulence. I'll throw up a few of those. I throw up turbulence, say 30 or no, I go more like 30. I play with those per rendering, but yeah.
Really, you play with them? Oh, jeez, I don't have time for that. Smooth them out.
Yeah, that's fine.
And paint contrast. Okay,
yeah, go ahead and see what you got. An opaque class. Oops. Sorry.
Opaque. Where am I at? Watercolor. Opaque. Yep. Oh, you want opaque glass? Okay, fine. Oh, that might save some time. Anyway.
Now I noticed you changed the defaults, but did you change this actual view?
I thought I was.
Because there's 2 places to change it. You go up to CAD 3D. You go up to 3D.
Thank you.
And then rendering techniques there and change it.
Okay, watercolor. Let's see if it changed.
Oh no, you got to go to rendering and the bottom one. You got to go to
3D.
CAD.
So because he just changed the automatic, couldn't he just make another elevation and it?
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I could, but actually, okay, I could.
But that always bugs me.
Yeah, I agree. This should be different. I do agree.
So if I want to change just this one right now,
there you go. Technique options.
Okay, thank you. There you go. Okay, and that you called it right. So just to recap, you went to gray, and then you thickness was 2, I believe.
2. Mm-hmm.
That was.
And then extend 5.
5 squiggle none.
None. Yep.
And then you went 30, 30, 30. And this is changing just this drawing. It's not changing my
right.
And opaque.
And then do the opaque. Yeah. Yep.
Got it. Here we go.
Make sure your shadows are turned on. Right. Shadows, are they on?
Yeah, they're on. I can see them.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow, that's nice, John.
No. Let me show you one other thing. Use your rainbow tool and change the windows so they're gray. Watch.
Oh, jeez, come on. Oh.
Yeah, material right there. Use your material right there.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
No, that's be a lighter gray. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, that'll be good.
No orgasms allowed, Scott.
I know. Sorry, I'm killing myself here.
This is a family show.
So yeah, I might play with that a little bit, but yeah, and then I would typically lighten the roof just a little bit, and then I'd put a nice dark gray line down there, and it'd just be a good presentation.
If I can say something, which I will say, I don't save. UGM, blah, 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 blah.
We could do a whole thing just on this.
Okay, this is what I don't understand with you, John, and that is, this watercolor is just, I'm going to close this up. My question, John, is why wouldn't you just do this in 3D? I mean, if you're meeting with a client, why wouldn't you just come over here, 3D, go to 3D options, 3D view defaults, go down to, sorry. Can I do it? HW, go to watercolor. I'm going to do this, John, but in 3D.
Right. So you're wondering why I don't just do this in 3D?
Yes.
Okay, because usually when I'm first meeting with a customer, I'll end up doing some initial floor plans. I know we're going to be making a lot of changes. I'm just trying to give them the essence of the front to visualize. I'm not looking to give them a complete 3D walkthrough / complete presentation. That usually would come later. So the process of design for me would be very preliminary up front, give an essence of where I think we're headed, and then work it out later. If I start showing them other sides of the home and doing this in 3D, it means that I've got to think about those other things. So terrain, like you show different, the different sizes of the houses. So I'm not even wanting to get to that point in my initial meeting. So what we're talking about is what am I showing a customer in the initial meeting? In fact, I won't even show them a computer screen. I mean, I print out materials and have it set up in advance. So
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm not sure if I would. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, you're the pro, so bow down to you.
well, no. I think I just do a little different. I think if I was working on one-off client, maybe a lot of my clients are builders, developers, and we're just trying to move on with the process and refine it as you go, as opposed to just try to show a complete overview of what it is we're planning.
I gotcha. By the way, if I wanted to spin this around you guys, I go quickly to a render, if you don't know this, and you can spin it around a lot easier, and then go back to color.
Doesn't
watercolor.
the program already does that, doesn't it, automatically?
Oh, you're right. I think it does.
Yeah. Remember that was something we put in a couple of years ago.
I think there it is. It goes to render, and now it's going to go back to watercolor. I think you're right, Perry.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So, can I upload something real quick in this, or no? I'll just show you guys real quick.
Yeah, no, yeah. I have to call it quits in 8 minutes.
Oh,
I have to go to the gym, but yes, I'm going to turn it over to you right now because I'd love.
I was just gonna upload a file so everybody can see it. So just as an example.
Yeah, don't even upload it. Well, you can, but why don't we just show it? Change presenter over to John Cox. Okay, and now you just have to show us your screen when you're ready.
Okay. So this is the kind of thing. So this is just an 8.5, and one example of something I would produce. So there'd be 8 of these plans for development, for instance. And so all I'm trying to do is just give them an idea of what it is, where it is we're headed. So,
and does that
make sense?
Yeah, it does. And this is 3D, right? I mean, this is really a model. You're just choosing to.
It really is a model, but I'm just showing the 2D. Yeah,
it's a watercolor, right?
And that's the settings I use.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
That's really nice. Yeah. Yeah, and you don't have any. You didn't put any background in there, which you could if you wanted to.
I could, but I'm trying to. It's the first meeting, and then later on I'll show you here. It goes from that to open desktop, and goes to this.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Hold on, do you guys see that?
Yeah, that's good stuff,
Okay,
John.
So for instance, then we get into the actual marketing. Point being is, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that first sheet you saw was just the very early meeting that we had, and then it gets into full development of plans, and then ultimately renderings with
for a couple $100,000, right?
usually for a development it is about but it breaks down to like $10,000 for the first plan, then $1,500 reuse.
Yeah.
Say that one more time. What'd you just say?
Usually, what my typical fee is usually around $10,000 for the development of the first plan with multiple elevations, and then it's a $1,500 straight reuse fee. But the developments are 40 to 100 lot development, so it is the ultimate contract price is for 200, 300,000. So
your contract to them is 200 to 300,000.
This is a developer.
By the time it's all done, yeah.
They do tracks and stuff.
Yeah.
And this is your firm, John?
It is. Well, not Lexar Homes is not. Brock Cox. This is what we're doing for Lexar. This happens to be a client.
How many people? How many people in your office?
Well, it would be better to say how many people work for me, like full time. Would be because not everybody's located in my office, but we have around 10.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Structural engineer.
You know, I remember when you switched or you started using Chief and you were sort of dabbling in it, but you still had other things and other programs you used, and most of the other guys in the other office in your office still like the other stuff. But I think recently you said these guys have more or less kind of switched over to Chief now. Is that still?
We've doubled down. I mean, I don't know how many larger clients Chief has as far as multiple licenses, but we've got to be way up there now. So
really, wait, how many? What's license? How many licenses is that?
we have about 10. Yeah,
okay, 10.
about 10. Which I mean, which isn't a whole lot, I realize, but for one person, I'd assume most Chief clients are 1, 2Z. 3Z.
I think
Yeah.
Wendy has about 10.
Yeah,
Does she? Okay.
yeah. Are you going to the UGM this time, John?
I'm not. But Jared, who he's not one of the 10 that I mentioned, but he does work with us a little bit. So, and he'll report back.
Well, I appreciate all your input. I love to see some of the stuff you've done. So, hey, I got to call it quits, guys. And if you guys are available tomorrow, I'll do the same thing, same time. And I thought it was going to be a half hour long.
We didn't even get through the top. We're not even at the C's yet, are we?
So I'm sorry, guys, but anyway, all right. So
All right.
hopefully you guys can make it tomorrow. And thanks to everybody for coming. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye.
Thanks, Scott.
You're welcome.